Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today, I have a very special guest with us. I have ALEDream. Hi there, Dream.
Hi, pleasure to be here, Brad.
Absolutely. So why don't we get started with the whole, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Really? Oh, that's going to be really long. But to cut it short, I am ALEDream. My real name is Andrea. I am a gamer slash singer slash public influencer, if you want to call that what it is, public figure online. And I'm 28 years old from New York and Puerto Rican Italian. Proud.
Wonderful. All right. So before I really get into any questions, I ask everybody the same question at the start of my shows. I'm going to ask you just the same as everybody else. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high, how weird are you?
Over 3,000? A 10, definitely. I'm super weird. If you're not weird, then you're boring. That's what I say. So
I think you hold the record for highest. Yeah, over 3,000. I don't think anybody's gone that high yet. Fantastic. Okay, so you are a streamer.
That's correct. Yes. The streaming story, before game streaming, I did IRL streaming on third-party apps. I did motivation speaking and talent shows. For say I'm a singer-songwriter, and I use these platforms to inspire and motivate people to love themselves. And there was a time I had surgery and I was partially paralyzed and became bedridden, and I did not want to do IRL streaming anymore. So I did research of game streaming, and I literally started game streaming with a $600 laptop, $25 camera, $25 microphone, gaming from my bed, playing PC games on Steam and different old school games like RuneScape and Oregon Trails and Life is Strange, all from my computer without using a camera, just a microphone. And I felt comfortable due to the fact that I was partially paralyzed, wheelchair, all that. I couldn't walk, and literally gaming from my bed. And then little by little, I fell in love with gaming, and here I am with a huge setup. But it definitely took a lot of time.
Well, that's fantastic. Rock on for being able to overcome all that and, turn it into something fantastic. So where do you stream?
Absolutely. Where do I stream? In my bedroom. Right now, you don't see it because I show an illusion all the time. But there is a YouTube video you could check out on game launch. They actually came to my house and they interviewed me, and you could check them out on YouTube. And I basically showed my entire setup. I showed how I started streaming to where I am now to streaming, and I actually showed my obsessions. And it's a really cool video. So youtube.com/game launch.
Well, that's very cool. I will have to check that out. Now,
I'll send you the link, I promise.
You do. My question was actually more what platform do you stream on?
Oh, woo, over my head. I stream on Facebook Gaming, and I just recently started on Twitch, but Facebook Gaming was my home.
Okay, why did you choose Facebook?
Why did I choose Facebook? So Facebook Gaming is brand new in the market. Due to the fact of it being new, it's easy to ease in to the gaming stream industry, especially the fact that you could actually merge your personal page to become a business page, and your friends will be automatically following and liking your page, and they're like, wait, what is this? And then they check out your videos, and it's cool the fact that Facebook has groups where you can use groups. And the other thing cool about Facebook Gaming, it's integrated with Instagram. So not the Facebook Gaming itself, but Facebook platform. You could actually use your clips from game streams and put it in your story on Instagram, and it will show up on your business page if you sync it correctly.
Beautiful. Now, how long have you been doing this?
I've been game streaming for 4 years, and that's including the third-party apps, and now on Facebook Gaming 2 years. Okay. So I make 3 years this November for Facebook Gaming.
Yeah, and how big have you grown?
2 years, 10,000 followers. We're so close to 11,000 at the moment. My demographics of followers is humongous. I have followers from Europe, followers from United States, followers from India, China, Japan. It is a crazy mix of people. So it's kind of a struggle due to the fact of me being on Eastern Standard Time, that I do stream in an early time, and then there's a different time zones like in UK and everything. So like if it's like 7 o'clock here, it's like super late in UK, and certain viewers are not able to see my content, which that could be a real burden, but thank God for replays.
Absolutely. Now, how have you grown your stream? Has it just been completely organic, or are you just putting yourself out there and using all the talents and skills you know how to use?
I use a lot of Twitter, Instagram, and forums like Reddit and stuff. That definitely helps a lot to network, as well as there are Facebook groups that allows you to promote yourself, not that follow for follow, because follow for follow, like for like is against the terms of services. So never do that. That's a number one rule. Don't ever do like for like or follow for follow. But definitely you gotta advertise yourself. You have to sell yourself and tell people why they should check you out and what is your content and why is this a passion and why should people like your things. Like if you are boring and you sit there and you're not doing anything, you're not going to be worth watching. Another way of also growing is I actually use advertisements. So I boosted some of my videos, and I actually use Facebook ads to promote my page. I'm not doing that anymore, but I used to, and that actually helped to have a growth from 300 to 500 followers a week.
Wow, very nice. That's incredible. Now, what makes your stream unique? Because everybody's got a thing. What's your thing?
What is my thing? What do you mean by that?
What makes you so special that you got almost 11,000 or people following you?
I think people like my personality. I am super, when it comes to like gaming, I make sure that I'm very interactive with my community. I make sure that even when I'm playing the game, I'm always looking at my iPad for the chat. I have my iPad on my right side. I have my phone on my left side because, there's always a delay latency. And it's so important to always focus on the chat and greet people as soon as they enter and when they say hi to you. Another thing I have is this toy right here. If I could show you, is my Stream Deck. Oh, you can't even see it because of the green screen. But the Stream Deck is super helpful. It actually helps me with like sound bits and stuff. So I have like, if I win a battle in a game, I have the kid cheering that goes, yay! And then I have the air horn before I start my stream. So I make it super fun and interactive for my viewers, and it keeps them coming back.
Very cool. Now, like, this is the Gamerpreneur. So I'm always focused on how people are making a living. Are you making any money doing this?
I am making money. At first, I've never expect that is a possibility, but it is a possibility. The money that I gain, I use it to upgrade my setups. I do have a PO box that viewers do like to send me games and fan mail and stuff. It's really sweet of them. And yeah, you can make. It's not an overnight success, that's for sure. But if you do put your work to it, you definitely have to invest a lot of time and money to make money in the game streaming.
Okay,
business.
Nuts and bolts. That's what I always want to get to my viewers. Like, about how long did it take you?
To get everything all settled, about 2-3 years and a half. The gaming computer. It's like an estimate. Like it's really hard because, like I said, when I started streaming with the most cheapest equipment. And then when I felt comfortable to show my face on camera again, I went out and made sure I had a Blue Yeti microphone, a Logitech 922 series webcam, an MSI gaming laptop. My newest addition is a monitor, which now I finally could do console games and PC games and be able to look straight forward at the monitor and then look forward on the laptop to see if the streaming is fine, because my laptop is for gaming and streaming at the same time. But of course, the cheaper way of upgrading for the gaming computer is have a custom made desktop.
Okay. So can you kind of walk me through the journey of your equipment? Because I think a lot of people are wanting to do the same path you did. Maybe they have kind of a $400, $500 computer that they're playing on now, would like to get where they're going. What equipment would you say get first?
Okay, so that's actually really easy. So if you want to be under the budget, which I actually was supposed to make a YouTube video about gaming under a budget, but I'm a procrastinator, so I never made that video. But I'd be happy to give you some advice. So right here, I have this wired keyboard. It's a mechanical keyboard because I do PC gaming sometimes. This keyboard itself is like $20 from Amazon. The reason why I avoid saying it is because my Alexa will go off. Another thing, gaming mouse, same thing, like $20. If you have a laptop, if you want to start off cheap, you could get like a cheap $300 to $600 laptop, which could be Acer or HP Pavilion, which are good for Steam games. You also want to check also the Intel Core and the graphics card. Graphics card that is super good for high quality gaming is NVIDIA, and those could be a little pricey. A webcam, you could get a $25 to $40 webcam on same site, Amazon. The microphone, Blue Yeti, it could be pricey, but you could get a cheap condenser mic, which that's what I used to have, and that was $25.
Are you looking for microphone, Blue Yeti condenser microphone?
No, see what I mean?
All right.
So. I can't believe that just happened. Anyways, thank you for interrupting me. You can use a condensing microphone, and that could be $25 as well. So those are like the cheaper way to like start gaming. And then of course there are free games on Steam. And then you could use OBS, which is free, Open Broadcaster software, or you could use Streamlabs. However, I would not recognize Streamlabs for a $300, $600 laptop due to the fact that Streamlabs uses a lot of CPU, and you need a lot. If you're streaming and gaming on a laptop, then I would suggest to have another computer to be able to do both streaming and gaming. But if you're going to the simple way out for like visual novels or simple gameplay on Steam, you could totally be able to stream. You also could use websites to stream too, but just be careful with copyright.
Wonderful. That's some fantastic advice. Like, you obviously know what you're talking about. How did you figure all of this out?
I did a lot of research. I've like watched a lot of small time game streamers and big time game streamers. I actually do not look up to them, but I actually observe how they did their overlays, how they interact with their chat, how they don't interact with their chat. And then another thing I watch is a lot of YouTube videos. It was definitely a self-taught thing. I love when people be like, oh, I want to start game streaming. And when I tell them this, that, they're like, oh no, that's really hard. It's not a push of a button and go live. It's actually a big technical thing, especially the fact that you need really good internet. Don't use Wi-Fi. You have to use Ethernet, which is, the wired stuff. Old school.
Old school. Okay. Now, I'm always trying to get more advice from my viewers if I possibly can. What advice would you have for someone who is in your current position? Maybe they're not starting, but they've got a decent following and they're ready to start really pushing. What are you doing to push forward to grow even more?
The golden rule is be yourself. Never compare yourself to others. Always be consistent. What I did before, I'm actually changed my habits of going by a certain current schedule of what time to game, when to game, and how long to game, especially the fact breaks are really important. And during break time, yes, you will lose a lot of viewers. So always when you're on break, have like nice copyright free music. Don't use that copyright music. Use copyright free music. I suggest to use Pretzel Rocks or use the Facebook catalog, because Facebook catalog does have free music. It's not that great, but it'll keep the chat going. don't go for oversaturated games or topics. So if you're doing IRL streaming or if you're doing gaming, make sure stick to something that will be unique. So if you're going to be playing Call of Duty Warzone, you're going to be all in the bottom due to the fact that maybe top partner gamers be on top. But if you play something like either The Walking Dead, or you're playing something that's like retro, like The Legend of Zelda or Super Mario, you could be in the middle mark. And then if you play indie games, you'll be all in the top, because indie games are mostly less popular, but they're actually the most marketable due to the fact they are newer, and people be like, oh, what game is this? Let me check it out. And you'll also be helping developers and building a relationship with the developer to beta test games.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about
You're
you
welcome.
a little bit. Talk about focus on Andrea here, or Andrea. When did you first start playing? Andrea, yeah. When did you first
When I started what?
start playing video games?
Oh, okay. I started playing video games at the age of, I could say about 5, 6, around that age. I had a father figure. He was like a father to me, and he introduced me to gaming. The first gaming system I've got my hands on was a Sega Genesis, and I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and then that godforsaken game, The Lion King, which is super hard. Oh, that game is brutal. It's still hard till this day. And then later on, I got my first ever game system, which was Nintendo 64, and I absolutely fell in love with the game Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I love Zelda so much. So it's amazing. I could talk about Zelda all day, so let's not get to that topic. But further on, back when I was little, I started with Nintendo, and I love Nintendo. That's from Nintendo 64 to Game Boy Pocket to Game Boy Color to Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy, and you name it. And then, of course, GameCube, and then Nintendo Wii. And then I was shifted over to the next generation console, which was Xbox, and I fell in love with Halo, which is my first ever FPS game that I was able to play at the age of 14, because my mom was really strict about rated mature games. And and now currently at age 28, I love Nintendo, Xbox, and now PC gaming a lot. I'm not a big PlayStation fan. Don't hate me, guys. But Nintendo, Xbox, and
You just don't
PC
get to play
forever in my heart. What happened?
It's all good. You just don't get to play the good games.
Oh, don't start. I'm kind of sad that I do have to wait like a year for the new Final Fantasy remake, but it's all good. They remake Kingdom Hearts for Xbox, and I've been playing really hard in those games right now.
Okay, so you've played the gamut of games. You've played a ton of different stuff. If I put you on a desert island with one game, a power cable, and an Ethernet cord, what game would you be with?
Zelda Ocarina of Time. No hesitation there. Zelda Ocarina of Time. Because with Zelda Ocarina of Time, even though it could be repetitive and you're doing the same side quest over and over, getting like the stones and then the emblem, the metal medallions, whatever you call them, and getting different, there's always something to do. Like you could get all the hearts, you could get the Bigoron sword, and you can never get bored because the story is just, I don't know, it's so epic. Then of course you could play those really long games, but no, Zelda definitely.
I love it. Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about you, kind of dig into you as a person, because you've been able to grow this stream of your following massively in just a short time. And obviously, before you started doing that, you had some fantastic things going on, except for what happened to you. But I would like to ask, what is something that you have failed at? Because I think everybody's able to grow learning from the failures of others.
I feel to stick to one thing. Like before gaming and everything, I used to do acting and modeling, and then singing. And I went to college, private college, for music major. And music major was very difficult. I wasn't able to understand the concept of like the different beats and stuff. Even they involved a lot of numbers, and I'm not really a math person, so numbers do give me a headache. And it was a really difficult time due to the fact that I do have a passion for music and singing, which I love to sing. And I was blessed with many opportunities after the fact that I got to record some singles in a studio in Manhattan and release those tracks. And the thing with the music and being able to compare yourself to like, how did this person become so successful with that one song, and how do they do it? And then of course I did the research that they have an agent, they have this, they have a record label, they have all this, and little old me, I just have myself and my mom, who I am super grateful for because she's super supportive of what I do, to be able to be a singer in the independent industry is super difficult due to the fact that, like I said before, you have to invest a lot of time and money to grow. Nothing is free in life. And that's what I've learned. I've learned try to stick to one thing that you can. And if you could incorporate your passions to the things that you love, then you become more successful if you put your mind to it.
Absolutely. Okay, now what's something that you are trying to improve upon in yourself at the moment?
Self-confidence. I'm actually really socially awkward, and I'm the most shyest person in real life. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm a little nervous, but I'm comfortable because I love talking to the camera. But like, for example, last year I went to VidCon and I was learning how to network and give out business cards for people to check out my stuff, but I was hesitant. So my mom was like, give me those cards, I'll give them out. She was like a social butterfly giving out my cards. She's like, oh, check out my daughter, she's a game streamer, check her out. And then I had an opportunity before this whole mess happened. I went to Boston, Massachusetts for PAX East, which is the Penny Arcade Expo, which is the biggest known gaming convention. And I got to meet my mentor. So I was actually mentored for Facebook gaming. If I could say his name, Ken Recite Gaming. He plays Minecraft. And he actually gave me the inside scoop of like, how to do Facebook gaming, what to do, what not to do. And he was super helpful. And at the time, I had more followers than him. And now he is super successful on Facebook gaming. And I applaud to him of him growing a community, because growing a community is pretty difficult. And he is a social butterfly. He was the sweetest thing to meet. And then I also had an opportunity to go to a Facebook gaming meetup at PAX East, and I got to meet the co-CEO. I build a friendship with that, and of course in a business professional manner. And then I met like streamers that I've watched that I was inspired by their personality, not by their games. Due to the fact that like we were in that environment, it was so cool to be able to talk about things that we want to achieve and things that we want to change. So it was really cool. And look, I got like a cool business card from them. I'm not gonna show the information, but yeah, official. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Okay, now you mentioned that you had a mentor, and your mentor gave you the skinny on the ins and outs. Like, inquiring minds want to know, what are the secrets? What do people really need to know?
So with Facebook gaming, there is a website that you could check out that gives you, they actually just started a boot camp that you could watch these videos that I didn't have. I literally had to learn everything on my own, but definitely watch those boot camp videos. But as a Facebook gamer, to start monetizing your content, I think that's the word. You have to have a page. And it's not a personal page. It's not a fan page. It's a business page. You convert it to a video game creator business page. You must have your page for at least 60 days with no violations. You must stream at least 2 to 4 hours in a 14 days thing, streak, 14-day streak. And you must tag the game. So if you're playing a certain game, you must tag that certain game, because if you tag, like if you're playing Apex Legends and you tag Call of Duty Warzone, that won't count towards your hours. And then you'll get the notification that says, congratulations, you became to the Facebook level up. You could gain stars, and stars is the income of donations that viewers could send to you as a gamer on Facebook. So yeah.
Okay. Was it all that hard to pull off the requirements?
No, it really wasn't, because I took a shortcut. I merged my page with my personal page. Oh, I totally forgot. You need 100 followers. Thank you for reminding me. But I merged my personal page with my gaming page, so it was easy to get the followers. The only thing I had to wait for was to do the hours in gaming, which was easy. I did 2 hours one day, 2 hours, boom, 4 hours. And just waiting for like the 60 days was torture, but it was worth it at the end.
Fantastic. Okay, let's talk about your community. What kind of community do you have? You said it's worldwide. Are they engaged with you?
They are very engaged. I just started a Discord, which I'm actually learning how to like mingle with it at the moment. But I do have a Facebook group, and it's called Galaxy of Shooting Stars. So when I started singing, I wanted to call my fan base or viewership, whatever, dreamers. And I did research on the word dreamers, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to incorporate my viewership with that. So I came up with Shooting Stars. And the reason why I came up with Shooting Stars is my brand name alias is ALEDream. And when you make a wish on a shooting star, your dreams do come true. So my little shooting stars, they shine bright, and they're positive. We're all about good vibes and helping each other and not putting anybody down.
Fantastic. Okay, what's the best compliment they've ever given you?
Oh my goodness. There's too many. There's the good ones and the bad ones. So what I mean by bad ones, they're not really bad ones. I feel complimented when they clip me when I die a lot, because clips actually help with exposure, even though it's funny, and then especially my reactions towards dying, I find it humorous. So I find that a huge compliment that they want to clip my stuff. A huge compliment also is by they're working and they're lurking on my stream. They're like, oh, I'm at work, but I wanted to see your stream. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. They take a time of day or whatever they're doing just to come and say hi to me and see my stream. That's a big compliment. It doesn't have to be actual a physical compliment, like, oh my god, you're an amazing gamer, oh my god, this. I see it by actions, and those actions speak louder than words to me, and I am abundantly grateful for how amazing they treat me and how amazing they enjoy my content. So
that's so wonderful. It's so much positivity and happiness and sunshine and rainbows. On the opposite side, though. No. On the opposite side, what's the worst trolling or roasting you've ever gotten?
I'm actually lucky that I never got trolled or anything, but I did get stalked, and I actually made a song about it. I do get a lot, since, a girl gamer, not to be sexist or anything, but to be realistic, as a girl gamer, we do get hit on a lot by guys and get creeped out. And I did get stalked, and I had to block the person due to the fact that this person became super obsessed with me. They came to every stream and they were looking forward to my stream, and they kept I stayed in contact with the person, just to be friendly and everything, but the person took it too far and became really stalkerish. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not dealing with this. No, thank you. I won't be part of that. So, okay. And the trolling, the only trolling I've got was on my YouTube videos, but my advice for YouTube videos, never read the comments.
They're pretty awful. Okay. Is this what you do full time, or do you have something on the side?
I am I am a college student, so I do. I'm a media major in college, so I'm finishing my bachelor's in that. But I could say, yeah, this is full time. I'm doing this full time. I do game on other platforms, but that could be safe for another discussion, and I could give advice on that as well.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on ALEDream. How do people find you? What's your handle? Like, how do we?
The best way to find me, you either could Google me, like no joke, just Google ALEDream. All my social medias will pop up. My Facebook URL is facebook.com/IAMALEDream. My Instagram, ALEDream, Gaming Zone. Then I have Twitter, which I like to tweet a lot, and that's ALEDream __. But definitely Google ALEDream and you'll find it so much easier.
Beautiful. Okay. Now, as we wrap up, is there anything else you want to add or anything I didn't ask you think was still need to talk about?
I want to give a shout out to all the game streamers that I mentored, because I did mentor a lot of gamers on Facebook Gaming, and they've been growing tremendously. So I give a shout out to the Red Riddler. He plays first-person shooting games and RPG games. Talk Soup Gaming, he's a variety gamer. He plays certain types of games, and he was about to quit streaming. But me and the Red Riddler kind of motivated him to, like, don't stop streaming. This is not a lot of people are capable of doing this, and you have opportunity to do this, so go for it. So he didn't give up, so I'm happy. I give a big shout out to him. Shout out to Canverside Gaming, once again, my mentor, who helped me through the gaming and kept my spirits up. Another one is High Score Wins, another gamer who's variety, but also plays a lot of Dead by Daylight and what's that other game? Retro games. Shout out to Game Launch. I am a social media manager for their Facebook page. If you want to check them out, like them on Facebook, check out their YouTube. I was happily interviewed by them, so you could go check out the interview by them. And they're an awesome media team that always showcase small streamers or small game developers. And shout out to all the shooting stars for continuing to checking out my content, because if they weren't watching me, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
All right. That's so wonderful. All right. ALEDream, thank you so much for coming on today.
It's such a pleasure, and hopefully we could continue this conversation.
Absolutely. We'll keep talking as soon as I'm done here. All right. Well, on that note, gamerpreneurs, please go back and check this out. She gives a ton of great advice on Facebook gaming and how to really get yourself monetized in the Level Up program. It's honestly not that hard. Like she said, it's probably the hardest part is that waiting, right? I think it is like 60 days.
Absolutely. 30 to 60 days. It depends.
Okay.
And just avoid violations, which that means like copyright and all the legal stuff. It says it in fine print.
All right. Okay. And on that note, I'm going to remind you all to don't be just a gamer, be a gamerpreneur. Hey, if you like this podcast, I'd love to invite you to check out a little bit more about me, Dr. Bradford Carlton, gamerpreneur. If you go to my website, www.thegamerpreneur.com/bonus, I'm going to give you a free copy of my book, The Warcraft of Business, where I explain my history in both gaming and business and how I brought the two together in order to create some very successful companies and help a lot of people. And all you got to do is pay for shipping and processing, and I'll send you this book. I absolutely know you're going to love it. All right, you all take it easy.